Peter, we really appreciate the fact that you're contributing instruments to the Nash 2.0 flood to benefit the musicians who didn't have insurance coverage.
You know, I think it's just one of those things. You do what you have to. It's a big shock when it happens, but you do what you have to do. And yes, it's sad that all these instruments are lost. And the worst thing is, of course, that, as you say, there's a lot of musicians that was it.
The day that they first let people back into Soundcheck, which was the primary storage facility for the studio guys, I went over there at the request of some of my customers, and I just thought we were going to move a bunch of waterlogged instruments. And when I saw the emotional impact on people, I saw these guys weeping.
Yeah.
It struck me that something needed to be done.
Was it you that said it was the biggest single loss of vintage instruments in one day?
Well, I think it may well have been, unless perhaps in World War II if some museum got bombed.
Right.
But even there, I don't think there was as much because, see, the museums moved their stuff out of harm's way knowing that bombs could fall, so they were put in shelters. This stuff wasn't so far as the number of instruments lost in one day. When you start thinking of Soundcheck, the Opry Complex,
Yes.
with the Acuff collection and Opry Stars instruments as well, and also the Gibson factory, all in one day. I don't know of anything equivalent, not even in times of war.
No. I was playing this. And it like one day I was playing it, the next day I wasn't playing it. It's not as if okay, well, I'll donate this guitar. It was the one that you can't have this one, you know, and this was it.
Yeah, too many of the instruments that are offered for sale as memorabilia are items that the artist didn't like well enough to keep, and that's why they were offered for sale. They were traded in on something else. But this is one you probably would have kept to your dying day.
Yeah, this would have been my son's. It's the one that I'm most known for. I guess it's the one that's on it's the same model that's on the front cover of Frampton Comes Live. Basically, I always wanted to replace the one that I lost in 1980, and Gibson very nicely said, you know, isn't it about time you had your one with your name on it? And I was very honored that they would do that. So Mike McGuire and I worked for over a year on working this one out, and all the different prototypes and stuff. And this one actually is like 192 or something. Every time they'd make another batch, I would try a couple more, and then I found that I preferred like 192 and 190, I think, were the two, and this is, I think, 192. And they're all different, you know, just slightly. And so, yes, and of course this one, as you can see here, completely split because it was sitting in the water for, what, 3 days?
Was this your favorite one?
This, it went backwards and forwards. This is number 2. Number 1 is also going to be donated. It just so happens that I had this one readily available. But they're both in the same condition. And I would play them, you know, throughout the show like this. So they both of them got played every night for the last 10 years.
Well, I do know that one thing that's special about this is that it has number 2 on a piece of tape written on the neck in the places that
it does. Yeah. There you go. All right.
And PF 192, so it's the Peter Frampton model, serial number 192.
And the other one you'll get is PF serial number PF 190.
And other than being cleaned, because I know we went through the day that started coming out of the flood, we went through and cleaned all these things somewhat, but it is just the way you and the river left it.
That's right. And the battery acid and the diesel fuel.
That's some of the nicer things.
I know, I didn't go there.
And you know, interestingly enough, the strings that were on it, which may be what people will get, the last strings you played on this guitar.
Yeah, I was going to pull this off, and I thought, no, I won't.
No, it's just
I shouldn't pull it off.
Like blue jeans, people put a lot of money into making something look old and messed up. And what
someone went a little far on this one with the reliking.
Well, what better than a river relic guitar? You know?
I can see a lot of people will be very pleased, knowing what their money is doing, is that not only are they getting something that is historic, and not just from me, but from all the artists that you're working with on this, you know, they'll be able to look at it and know, well, I did my bit. But I did get this out of it, but I know that you know, maybe I will pay a little bit more for it because I know where the money's going, and that's what I'm hoping for. Please.
Well, and